All right,
Three, two,
guys.
one, kick it.
Thank you, Chad. Welcome back, guys, to the Spin Zone podcast with me, Cake Eater. Then we got my main man, Vile, Chad, and Martine. How are you guys doing this evening?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Woo.
Dope AF.
Whoa,
Hey,
that is wild. And appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. This is gonna be another great episode. And this episode is sponsored by Bays and Bricks. So Chad, go ahead.
remember everyone, be sure to visit Bays and Bricks today and use code SPINZONE to save 7% off your order. That's SPINZONE at Bays and Bricks for 7% off your order. This coupon is usable twice per account.
All right, wonderful. And we are back. So today we got a couple things that we would like to talk about. First off, Worlds just happened over in Japan. It concluded last week, so kind of want to talk about that as well. Then we also had a comment from a recurring uh, watcher. I think is just a listener, but either way, and then just some extra product talk. So overall, it's going to be a great episode. So, gentlemen, we actually have the official list of the percentage of using of the base from the Worlds of 2025. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at that, but all of these are probably about what I thought they were going to be. What about you?
So just so that the listeners understand what we're kind of looking at. So for Wizard Rod, it came up at 89%. We had a Shark Scale as a 58%. We had Pegasus Blast either with the Valkyrie chip or the Pegasus chip. Valkyrie was 50% of the time. We saw Cobalt Dragoon 26% of the time. Hover Wyvern 21% of the time. Arrow Pegasus 26%. Phoenix 11%. Silver Wolf 11%. And then we saw looks like Shark at 5%, Nightmail at 5%, and Hell's Hammer at 5%. For the Ratchets, 68% of the decks had 960. 63% had 360. 160 was at 58%. 760 was 37%. 560 was 26%. And then the other ratchets kind of 170, 970, 450, 770, 660, all at around 10%. And the bits used the most were Rush at 58, Low Rush at 53, Hex at 53, Free Ball at 42%, Elevate at 26%, Ball at 21%, Level at 16%, and then there's like Low Orb, Wedge, Point, Under Needle, and Kick all at 5%. So I feel like seeing that percentage rates, like this is kind of just like a telltale sign. Like if you want to build a deck, just use these parts in these pictures and you'll do pretty good.
Yeah,
Looks
Martine,
pretty
I think
standard.
Martine, I think what I'm most surprised about, and I guess I should have figured this like actually seeing people's decks at events, but I didn't realize how much more powerful the 60 series in general was than the other series.
Oh yes,
oh yeah,
60
it's
is considered to be in general just the best height for a lot of Beyblades because it keeps the center of gravity a little bit lower, so they're less likely to get sent flying.
yeah, and then also smaller and can't really get ratchet sniped or anything else like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the only ratchets that were like different heights were the 170, 770, 970, 450, which didn't see a lot of play. Maybe only one person brought one, you know?
yeah, because there were. I have the official things up right here. Grand total, there were more than 15,000 people with 21 regions that were competing to qualify, and they all range from the age of 6 to 67. First off, someone at 67 is ripping bays. That's awesome. That is
Hey,
awesome.
respect.
And this is strictly from the TT website. So it is fantastic. And they range from all over the countries and everything. Um, the open class or the regular class, it ranged from kids from age 6 to 12, and then an open class, which is 6 and up. So that does include adults as well.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, first
To
off,
no one's surprise, that list just reveals one thing and one thing in particular, and that's Wizard Rod. You gotta go. You really gotta go. You're taking over.
yeah, what was it? 68% Wizard Rod? Oh, no, I'm sorry. 89% Wizard Rod.
89% Wizard
Yeah,
Rod.
89% Wizard Rod, which is like Chad said, he's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. And then with a huge, like almost 30% difference, 31% difference was Shark Scale. And I personally think Hovered Wyvern was only at 21%. But from what I remember from watching the cast, is everyone had the same opportunity, even if they did not physically own a bay, to use any bay that has been released. So being over in Japan, you still had access to a hover wyvern if you chose to. But being 21%, I really doubt that anyone took advantage of that. Then Cobalt, I was actually kind of surprised that Cobalt was only at 26%. I thought I saw it a little bit more than that, but it was only 26% out of all the people, which is still crazy though.
It is a little crazy, but when you think about it, it makes sense. It's a very risky combo. Like, can it beat Wizard Rod in a lot of the more stamina and defensive meta combos?
Yeah,
Yes, but is it very burst prone? You betcha.
yeah,
Especially on Elevate, yeah, because
like
I
Will
believe that.
Shark
Go
Will
ahead,
Shark
Murphy.
kind of beat Dragoon, you know? Like probably.
Yeah, Worlds was just a really good watch. So hopefully next year, Spin Zone will be doing a live broadcast alongside just a little watch party. That would be, or any other kind of live event that Beyblade does do next year. Having a live watch party would be fantastic to do, so we can give our analysis. Ah, but personally, I think the broadcast team did a pretty good job from the American side, at least. Obviously, did not listen to the Japanese side, but from the American side, I thought they did a really good job. Uh, the grand winners from the regular class, so that was the kids from 6 to 12. I'm totally gonna kill these guys' names. It was Leoberto from Mexico City, and then we got second place is Balia from Jakarta, and then Bargini from Paris. And again, those kids are from ages 6 to 12. Uh, but Farida won with Wizard or Hovered Wyvern on 160 Rush, Wizard Rod 160 Hexa, and then Shark Scale 770 Low Rush. overall,
Interesting.
that's a really good deck.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
It's a pretty OP deck, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the regular class. Yeah, we'll get
Still
to the regular.
solid combos.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, so we'll get to the regular class, right? Wait, what? Yeah, the open class. The open class was Faridian from Istanbul. Second place was Kyle from Hong Kong, and then Omanju King from Tokyo.
What they all run.
Yeah, so they're all in the geographical kind of same area of the globe. So Kyle from Hong Kong ran Aero Pegasus on 160 Rush, Wizard Rod on 960 Free Ball, and then Shark Scale on 360 Low Rush. So a heavy hitter. Then Omanju King from Tokyo ran Aero Pegasus on 360 Rush instead of instead of 160 like Kyle did. Wizard Rod on 960 Ball. So pretty much a pattern. And then Phoenix Wing 160 Low Rush, which is wild. Having a Phoenix Wing still active into the game this late, and I guess people are still sleeping on Phoenix Wing. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Phoenix Wing, nah. I think Shark Scale is kind of just replacing it. So it's like, you know,
Yeah,
Phoenix Wing is still good in the meta though. If you don't have like an Aero Pegasus,
yeah.
I was gonna
And
say, Phoenix Wing is still doing real good. I wouldn't sleep on it just yet. It's still proving itself out there.
oh, absolutely.
Obviously, upscale is by large and far the better attack type, but you can still run Phoenix as a defensive style or counter attacker and still do pretty darn good.
Well, what he was 160 Low Rush. So he was going for the hits, which being a third place winner out of the over what was it 16 or over 15,000 people just to qualify. Uh, damn it! The YouTube views were over 109 190,000 views over in the 2-day event, which is insane.
that is insane.
Yeah, that's like I think it's a good start though. It's a good start for more eyes to be on the game. So, and we can kind of bleed into it in a little bit, but hopefully a little bit more eyes on the game to make it a little bit uh, more well known, I guess you can say. And then who knows on what it can go from there. But overall, it was a really good event. I enjoyed watching from the recaps that I watched and uh, just the previous broadcast. I watched almost all of it was because it was like 8 or 9 hours one day, and then it was like 7 to 8 hours the next day. So that was quite a bit of time just to kind of sit and watch. But from what I saw, it was a really good event. There was two American participants. One was from LA, and then one was from Chicago. So I think the kid from Chicago actually went pretty far, if I'm not mistaken. Anything else about Worlds that you guys would kind of like to hit on?
Can you guys
Feel
hear me
like
good?
Oh, yep,
yeah.
there you are.
Yeah, no, I've just been chilling and listening because I had to do a quick errand, so I was driving through a dead zone.
Oh,
Um, what I'll say about Worlds is first off, I couldn't believe that in the open category, the guy from Istanbul won. Um, you did mention geographically, Turkey is kind of over in the Asian region, but Turkey is not an Asian country in the same way that Japan or China or Singapore, any of those are. It's very different culturally, religiously, things like that. And I don't know that I believe that Beyblade has the same level of presence there that it would in a place like Japan or the Philippines. So I was kind of astounded to see the guy from Istanbul take it home. I mean, it was really cool to watch, but I mean, that surprised me, quite frankly. Um, the other thing that surprised me, but it didn't at the same time, was that the usage of Aero Pegasus was a little higher than the usage of Hover Wyvern, which is obviously not really what gameplay analytics that we have seen over here in the States have supported, nor is it what we've seen empirically at our local events. But then I stopped and I thought about it for a second, and I'm like, well, that does make sense because Aero Pegasus is very accessible in the Asian regions, which is where a majority of these competitors came from. Additionally, Hover Wyvern has been very hard to access in those same areas because it hasn't officially released from TT as of the time of the World Championships. So
correct.
it all makes sense when you think about it. They've had a ton of practice and testing with Aero Pegasus. Obviously, Hover Wyvern was allowed at the event and was legal, and I know all the participants were given a care package that contained things that were going to be legal, so I know they all had access to it. I just don't know that a lot of the bladers from Asia had enough experience with Hover Wyvern to feel confident bringing it into the finals versus something that they did have a ton of experience with, like Aero Pegasus. So those
Yeah,
were my two thoughts on the whole thing.
I like what you just said. I like that they sent out things and gave every single person the opportunity to have um all the same bays, have the same access. So it's not, oh hey, this American has this hovered wyvern, so he or she won, or hey, this Asian player has Aero Pegasus and I haven't got my hands on it yet, kind of thing. So
Well,
it
that
was
was a
really
big
smart.
deal, Kate. It was really smart, and especially for the players in the European regions and in the North and South American regions. Um, Players from places like America, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and the UK, France, because we're under Hasbro distribution, we are significantly behind the distribution in the Asian region, and that's just a fact. Um, Asia, for example, is probably the only bay that was even relevant in this event that they did not have official access to in their region at the time of the tournament was Hover Wyvern. When you look at the the Hasbro side of things, though, like what were we missing? Aero Pegasus, Valkyrie Volt, whose lock chip was important for Pegasus Blast. We didn't have official access to Shark Scale, who was another huge part of the tournament. And I'm sure there were a couple. I mean, even Nightmail. You said only one guy brought it, maybe two, whatever. But I mean, we don't even have official access to Nightmail until January, according to Walmart's website. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Nightmare was 5%.
But my
So
point is like we don't like it was great, and it especially leveled the playing field for the bladers in the North American, South American, and European regions who don't have official access to those. Now we all know somebody who has an Aero Pegasus or somebody who has a Valkyrie Volt, and I'm sure we all know several people who have shark scales, but it's good that they didn't assume, you know, um, because a blader from America who's going to Worlds, bro, like realistically, they could have gotten those bays if they really wanted them, when they realized they qualified for Worlds. But like a blader from Mexico City or Brazil, the per capita income there is not the average household income in Brazil is not even close to what it is here, and I would
Oh,
say
not
the
even
same for
close.
Mexico. So it
No.
was good that they sent them those giant care packages because maybe they are wealthy or come from wealthy families and could have gotten those things. But it's good that TT didn't assume and they wanted to ensure a level playing field for all bladers. I appreciated and respected that from them as a company.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just and again, kind of falling back, making everything all fair, and because at the end of the day, it would cause a little bit more chaos if hey, this person from America won because of this, or this person from the one of the Asian countries won because of this, because they have easier access to a lot more TT stuff than we do. So, like, big applause to for them to for putting that on and giving everyone the same opportunity for getting all the same product and everything. So, applause to them.
Yeah, hats off to TT. There, listen, are there some things that could have been improved? Yeah, I would have liked to see a few more competitors. I didn't like that they were recycling competitors in some of the brackets, like taking people who'd lost. But if they like got enough points, they still got through. Like they I feel like they could have run a few more events and got a few more people in there to like even out the brackets. Also for open, like 14 is kind of a weird number. Like they couldn't have run two more events and gotten 16. Like there are a few things that were kind of strange, but overall, I think they did a good job. The commentary team was decent. I think we could have done better commentary in
Honest,
English, but I
I do
understand
agree.
but I understand they wanted people from the Asian region who were very familiar with the product, but also spoke English, and that limits your options. And I get that. I'm not going to sit here and hammer on them. I think they did a decent job. I watched it for several hours both days, so it was good, and the event was cool. I My one major point of contention, and I'm gonna continue to say this until I'm blue in the face. I don't think it is appropriate, especially for adults, okay? Maybe for the minors division this works, but even some of the minors, I mean, bro, you had some kids there that looked like they were, maybe barely 10 years old. And then you had some of these 12, 13-year olds. I mean, one of them looked like he was almost 6 feet tall, okay? Um, and especially for the open division too, having players play on the ground like that is just not it. Um, all regions have started using stands as a pretty official way of playing at this point, and I just don't think playing on the floor is the play. I think the launches are less powerful. I think it's uncomfortable for players, despite those cute little knee pillows they had or whatever. I just I just think Takara Tomy needs to come out and say, "Hey, we want to use stands. This is the official height we want the arena sitting at." And let everyone, in their independent regions develop those stands and figure out, how to make them or get them or whatever. Or TT could even put out an official stand and make some money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
just don't see why we're almost in 2026 here, and people are playing on their knees on the floor, and I don't think that's the way to play Beyblade.
I think initially
100%.
I think that's how it was initially, but when this game released, what was it, like 20 something years ago? That's kind of how it was, but it has progressed dramatically from where we were over in plastic area to now. But yeah,
Well,
I
and,
do
and and
agree.
guys, and that's just I agree with you. I understand that's the origin of Beyblade. I understand in Japan culturally they do a lot of things on the floor that we in the West don't. But I just think objectively for gameplay and for the comfort and safety and health of the players, I think standing up and using a stadium stand is the play. And just because that wasn't how it was originally intended or that wasn't how they did it in past generations, guys, when America started, in 1776, we had a lot of problems. Okay. We were doing a lot of things wrong, and we've adapted and adjusted with the times, you know? And I think it's time for Takara Tomy to do the same.
Yeah, I do agree with that as well because having a stand is so much better than playing on a floor or really even playing on a table. Because the stand that we have, which uh, Wayward actually has made us, so shout out to him. Has actually gave us an extra one, as you guys know from listening from our previous podcast. It's just a great size, and it's very portable, very light. It probably weighs, I'm gonna guess, maybe 3 to 5 pounds, if that. And
I mean,
it's
I think as someone who has a Wayward Stadium stand set up in his home right now, um,
same.
Wayward stands are durable, lightweight, and high quality. And I can't speak highly enough to what these stands do for our gameplay and how important they are. When bays come out of the extreme pocket, they're not flying onto the floor. Um,
Oh, and shooting
you're
across the
able to
room and everything. Yeah.
yeah, you're able to play at a comfortable height. Like I said, they're just very well made. And for those of you who don't know, Wayward can put any sort of graphics on there that you want. There's some great examples out there in the community. If you attend a tournament, if you see people post pictures of their personal stands, he can put pretty much any custom artwork that you want on there. He can fill up the whole stand. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but some of his early stands that were a slightly different design had the graphics like from the official Beyblade with like the three main characters and like the big X in the city and stuff. And
Yeah,
I
I've
mean
seen those.
the full stand is covered by these beautiful graphics. And he makes just a super high quality product that makes our game so easy and so much fun to play. And he only charges $60, guys, for anything you want to put on there. These things are great. They're very easily like you can buy these little accessories from Target that you've seen at the events only for just I think a couple bucks to like put the deck boxes in and stuff. They're just compatible with everything. They're great. And if you have an extra $60 and you're a serious blader, you should shoot Wayward a DM on the Discord. I think you can also reach him on Facebook. Um, and reach out to him and get yourself a Wayward spin stand because they are, in my opinion, the gold standard for Beyblade stands in today's market. No questions asked.
Absolutely. So, kind of bleeding into that, we, I told you guys once we kind of get word, because we've been talking for a while about this little giveaway that we have for a free Wayward made stadium stand. So, what we have came to a decision was once we get to 100 followers on Spotify, that for that episode that we announced that hey we've reached 100 followers, we're doing our giveaway. We'll be just doing a just kind of like a comment uh, giveaway kind of thing. Haven't really discussed on what probably like your favorite bay or something else like that, but it's going to be very quick, very easy. So once faster we get to 100 followers, faster we can kind of go ahead and start up the giveaway. So if you guys could please share this with all fellow Beybladers. It this this show has been so many great outcomes have become of this. So keep sharing this podcast with every Beyblader, even if they're not from like the Midwest or anything else like that. Share it to anyone over in California, over to Maine, or anywhere in between. So keep showing the love. We do appreciate all you guys for doing everything else like that. So faster we get to that, faster we can kind of do the giveaway. And who knows, maybe if we reach the 100 followers at a faster point and we kind of surpass that and get to like 200, maybe even 300 followers on this account, who knows? Maybe we'll actually add more giveaway prizes to it. So kind of stay tuned. Once we kind of get closer to 100 followers, we will go from there, guys. So we do appreciate all the love and the support that you guys have been showing since episode 1, because we're already on episode 8, guys. That is absolutely wild. And I don't see us slowing down anytime soon. There's just so much stuff to kind of talk about. Like Worlds just happened, which was a huge event, and product that are dropping so frequently. It is ridiculous. And just tournaments that are popping up left and right all over like the US, and there's even some in Canada from what I saw. So again, we appreciate
Now,
all all the love and the support that you guys have been doing. So please keep it up.
Now, Cake, real quick, I'm going to pretend I'm a viewer for a second, and I'm going to ask you a question because you did just mention a giveaway, and you also mentioned potential other giveaways into the future, depending on, numbers and whatnot.
Yes.
So here, Cake, I'm going to pretend to be a viewer, and I'm going to ask you this.
Okay.
Okay, I'm a viewer from California.
Okay.
Okay. Now I've heard you're doing this giveaway. Am I allowed to enter into the giveaway because I am from California and something like a spin stand or anything else would need to be shipped to me? Is that something you guys are supporting, or is this only for local players only?
That is a good question you have there, viewer Vile. But yes, it is open to everyone, preferably in the U.S., just to kind of keep shipping.
I think in the U.S. is fair. International shipping right now with customs and de minimis and all that is a nightmare.
Yes.
I think U.S. only is a fair way to do that.
Yep. So that is a good question. So anyone that is located in the U.S. is eligible for this free giveaway that we are doing. You guys don't have to really pay a dime. It is basically us showing appreciation for you guys for everything that you guys have been doing for us. Been leaving comments, you've been liking the podcast, you guys been sharing it, so it is really just to show love and appreciation for you guys. So anywhere in the U.S. whatsoever, Canada, is Canada prices for shipping a little bit more than U.S., or is it just?
I mean, any international is going to be more, and any international is going to have to clear outbound customs. And just with the customs situation right now, Cake, I wouldn't suggest any international shipping right now. It would just be a nightmare.
Yeah, obviously Canada is part of North America, so I wasn't too sure on how that all kind of worked out. It's been years since I've shipped over to Canada.
Yeah, unfortunately, even though we love our neighbors to the north, that is international shipping, and it does have to clear outbound and inbound customs the same way that anything else would. So, I do think for everyone's benefit and to prevent any issues, probably keeping the giveaways to the U.S. for the time being is the play.
Yep. So if you guys are in any of the states of the America, anyone is eligible. So go ahead and keep
or Puerto
sharing.
Rico, we can send to Puerto Rico too. That's the same rate,
yeah,
and there's no customs to Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, or
Yeah, the 50 states and any U.S. territories, essentially, guys.
yes.
So if you're in Puerto Rico, you're
absolutely.
good. If you're in the U.S. Virgin Islands, you're good. Stuff like that. But I wonder if we have any viewers from the U.S. Virgin Islands. I'd be curious to know that.
Actually, I can pull up all of our statistics from people where they live and kind of like the age range of actually who does listen to our podcast. I've been kind of paying attention to that every once in a while, so it's really interesting. But anyway, let's kind of get back on topic. So giveaway, once we get to 100 followers, we will kind of do a little giveaway for you guys for a free Beyblade stadium stand, free of charge whatsoever. Sponsored by Wayward Stand. So we do love and appreciate Wayward for everything that he does with the Beyblade community here over in Minnesota. So our next,
yes, we do.
Yeah, absolutely. So the next topic that we should talk about, which is going to be a really good one. This comment is brought to you by the one and only Travis Andrew 209. He's always commenting, so much love for this guy. Shout out to him. He says, "Thank you guys for the shout out. Keep the show up. The best Bay podcast out there right now." Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you so much, Travis. Can you guys discuss what needs to be set in place to make Beyblade X an official sport, whether it's worldwide tournaments or even in school? Would be cool to see. That would be interesting. having
That's a good question.
it is a really good question because we've obviously talked about Beyblades in like the Olympics, but I don't think we've even I know I haven't even thought about having a Beyblade professional sports in schools because
So I mean, that's totally possible. I don't
oh,
know
absolutely.
how I don't know how much people follow what's going on in schools today, but there's a blader in my area who is in high school, and I'm kind of a friend of his family. I kind of hang out with all of them and whatever. And him and I play a lot of Beyblade and with his older brother, and sometimes even their mom jumps in and lets a few rip. Um,
That's what's up,
and
dude.
and his school actually has all sorts of things like this. They have like an esports club for like Valorant and League of Legends and things like that. They have like a Magic the Gathering type of club, I'm pretty sure. So um, these types of clubs do exist in schools for esports and for trading card games. Some schools I've heard of in the U.S. even have like a Warhammer club, if you guys are familiar with that. Um, so I don't think it'd be a crazy. I don't think it'd be a crazy stretch for there to be Beyblade clubs as an after-school activity. I think that could definitely totally happen.
Yeah, I think what he's talking about is making it an official thing, other than just like clubs, because clubs do happen at
Well,
every school, and like you said, esports has been really blowing up within the last 10, 10 or so years.
Well, I mean, as far as like official, that's an interesting word because official can vary from situation to situation. For instance, Minnesota's high school football, stuff doesn't run the exact same way that Texas's does, or that California's does, or that Florida's does. There's always going to be differences depending on the state and the region within the state. Some schools here in Minnesota play 7-man football if you're in like a very small district in like a rural area, you know, all the way up to you have teams like Edina or Wyzetta where their high school team could be, a Division II college team. They're so good. So it's an interesting thing to talk about because official, like I said, can vary from place to place. But I think the number one thing you'd have to see is the popularity would have to be there, right?
Hmm.
Um, there
Just
and
like
then
anything.
there'd have to be enough schools that would be willing to bring this on and essentially form a division. Um, and then the schools would have to look at what the costs are to run these events, to transport their students to other schools to attend matches, um, and all that sort of stuff. I think a major thing that could assist in this happening is if Hasbro was willing to, essentially officially sponsor these schools that wanted to do this and send them an allotment of product every, X, maybe I don't know, 4 times a year, once a quarter. They'll send them some new product to be used at these. Um, because a lot of it comes down to cost, right? Does the school have the budget to support it? And if they don't, at least on the surface, is there support from Hasbro that they're willing to provide these schools to start running these types of events and these types of leagues?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it would be a great way for Hasbro or even TT to definitely get their names out even a little bit more than what it is now. Because basically all we have right now are just kind of like the local scenes. People like you, Vile, and Sam, and any other that are TOs are just setting up events by themselves. But and that's just with any other club. Like there's like flag football clubs that are out just for the community, but then there
Yeah.
are probably strictly like school events that are flag football or whatever. So having just a strict school district Beyblade official sport, I think that would put a lot of good looking on Beyblades itself. and then transitions
Yeah.
I mean,
from X to even plastic.
I agree, Cake. The one thing that schools have off the rip that is probably the hardest thing for most TOs to find is they have a venue. Okay, the school itself is
Oh,
a
good
venue. They have
point.
plenty of space. They have empty classrooms. They have gymnasiums. They have. I mean, a gymnasium is a perfect place to host a Beyblade event because there's so much space. There's seating if there are spectators or for people to sit down between rounds. Um, you just take the stadium stand, you set it on the basketball court, and you put the arena in the stadium stand, and you go. It's and I wish TOs had that easy of access to venues. Okay, like that'd be great. So schools do have that just off the rip, and that gives them. It would make it very easy for them to start running these events if they had the budget or if Hasbro was willing to provide them with some things. It'd be super cool, and I feel like it'd be very easy for them to do.
Yeah, I, obviously a lot of school funding does have to come into play. So, but overall, I don't think because kids obviously would probably just provide their own bays. A lot of them would probably just bring their own stadiums. So it wouldn't really cost that much. Probably the only thing would be just transportation.
So the only thing I'll say is that that seems simple, and if you're like me, and I don't mean to get political here, and this isn't political, but this is just kind of the facts of life. I'm a white kid who grew up in a very suburban school district where money was not an obstacle for 95% of the families whose kids attended my district. Now, if you're looking at an inner city school in somewhere like Minneapolis or St. Paul, you can't assume that every kid's going to have the money at home to have a bunch of Beyblades, you know? So if we did want to see this widespread and just not, you know, a white suburban school had an occasional club for it, I do think that Hasbro would have to put together some official support, at least for school districts that needed it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's fair. But yeah, it would be definitely interesting to have Beyblade. I think it would be a good official way to kind of start getting it more towards the Olympics. If and this is just from the U.S. perspective, I don't know of any school that has an official Beyblade uh, as an official sport. Japan, they who knows, they might. I don't, officially don't know. I doubt it, but I don't actually know the answer to that. But it would be
Japan, what a lot of people don't get is how different Japan and a lot of Asian countries in general, just not just Japan, but Japan, their integration with Beyblade is so much greater than ours here in America, right? Here in
mm,
America, you can buy a Beyblade if you go into Target, if you're going to Walmart, or if you're going to GameStop. And yeah, I am aware that there are some regional chains that are similar to those places that may also stock Beyblades. I know there's a couple out west that do. Um, but in general, nationwide, it's Walmart, Target, GameStop. And then obviously we have Amazon.com, right? In Japan, they have all the major chains like Toys R Us and a couple different like camera shops that, stock new releases. But Beyblade is so integrated into the fiber of like Japanese culture that you can walk into pretty much any secondhand store. So like a thrift store. Um, and they have pre-owned Beyblades there, and that's just extremely common in Japan.
that's awesome though.
Um, yeah, there's some picture I'd sent Wacko the other day because, Cake, you and I have been discussing a potential trip out to Japan. But Wacko is actually going for sure, from what I've heard in December, and I'd send him a picture of this. It's definitely like used, but I'd say it's still in pretty decent shape. A blue metal coat, Cobalt Drake, that was on the shelf at this local secondhand store in Tokyo
Ooh,
for 999 yen,
which is
which is
That's
what?
just
cheap.
nothing. which is just nothing.
What is that USD?
It's very little. 9.99 yen to USD is like, it's very cheap. $6.63.
That's wild. So
Now
$6
listen,
for a Drake? Damn.
I'm not saying that's the standard, okay? I
Right.
have seen other photos over there with pre-owned Drakes that are not quite that cheap. But this was from a place called Book Off, which is like a very standard like secondhand store that does stock Beyblade components, but like that's far from like their main revenue stream. So they probably price everything pretty similarly. You know, they're probably not looking too close at, oh, this is a powerful or rare bay, you know? Um, I'm sure shops with more knowledge would price that a little higher. But I even saw one that I think was totally unplayed in a different video that was priced at like $52. I think it would have been USD based on the conversions I did at the time. And it's like, bro, where can you get an unplayed blue metal coat Cobalt Drake in the US for $52? Like that's just unheard of. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. If anywhere.
I mean, nowhere. That's never happened. Okay. Um, so I just think Japan is so different from us in how engaged they are with Beyblade versus us. The Philippines is the same way, bro. I mean, bro,
Oh.
they get 30 people in some dude's dirt backyard to play an event. Okay? Like I don't know if I could get 5 people in my backyard to play an event, okay? Like um you know, and all 3 people in my household would be in attendance, okay, and I still struggle to get 5 people. Like,
Damn. But yeah. Yeah, it's just different for sure.
as far as like, let's talk about the other aspect though. If we wanted this to be an Olympic or professional level competition, and we talked about schools a little bit, but like, as a country, first off, Hasbro or TT, we do know, and I don't know how many people are aware of this yet, but um, Hasbro has signed an official agreement of some sort with Cloud9. And for any of you who aren't familiar with Cloud9, they're a major um, force in the esports industry.
Yep.
They have teams for pretty much any major esport game that exists. They make gear for esports, keyboards, headsets, mice, etc. Um, and essentially what I'm hoping, I'm not sure if this is just some like merchandising deal so that like Cloud9 can put Beyblade stuff on some sweatshirts or t-shirts. What I'm hoping though is it's more of an organized play type of situation where Cloud9 might step in and help Hasbro, because they definitely need the help, organize more official Beyblade events here in the States. That would be ideal. Cake, have you
Yeah.
heard anything about that yet?
I just heard that Cloud9 is going to be helping out with the Beyblade scene, which is absolutely huge. Besides the FaZe clan, I think Cloud9 is definitely up there on the most well-known, probably esports organization. Like, because you got FaZe, you got Cloud9, probably even Optic is also pretty well known up there as well. But out of all of them, it's probably the FaZe clan, and then Cloud9. So having someone with a lot more resources and a lot more kind of following besides Hasbro is definitely going to help out the scene for sure.
Yeah, I think that'll be great. As far as what would need to change to make it more, I mean, there have to be more official events. Okay, I mean that's number one. First and foremost is we can't be doing 1 or 2, events a year nationally and having 128 player caps, no pre-registration, people flying out to California. I mean, I don't know if you guys seen, but for the U.S. ones that Elena Bay eventually won and qualified for Worlds on, like Jacob Palm like went out to this event And because there was no pre-reg and the sign-up system was so screwy and there were way too many people there over the 128 cap they were going to enforce, he didn't get to play. Like, so that kind of stuff has to stop, because no players are going to be booking flights across the country to go to an event that they're not even sure they're going to be able to play at, right? Like, that's ridiculous.
Right. And that
We
kind of
need
happened.
more
Keep
we
going.
need more events. We need events that are well run. We need events with higher player caps. We need pre-registration. Um, and Hasbro or their subsidiaries or affiliates or whatever, they need to care. Like, they need to care more than they do right now. And I don't know if that's going to happen. But I had laid out some stuff when we were talking in Discord the other day, me and some of the orgs and judges and stuff. It would be very easy, because for everyone who doesn't know, Hasbro owns Magic the Gathering. Okay, Hasbro owns Wizards. Wizards is the company that makes Magic the Gathering. So Hasbro, at their fingertips, has tournament software that could be used for running events. They would have to make some minor tweaks to it on the back end to be compatible with Beyblade, and they would be all set. They'd have a tournament software that any venue could use, that any org team could use to run an official Hasbro event. Okay. Also, because of Magic, they have a very good understanding and ability to distribute prizing. Magic the Gathering has some of the best and most consistent prizing kits of any card game to date. Probably the very best and the very most consistent, other than maybe like Pokemon or something. And they've been doing this for 20 years now. They've had official events with official prizing. Like, Hasbro could do this for Beyblade if they wanted to, but they have to decide, is a Beyblade just another toy to them, or do they want to see the game grow and mature into something that is more like Magic the Gathering, that millions of people in this country are going to play? And they have the power to push Beyblade in that direction.
Oh,
The question is,
absolutely.
are they going to do it?
Probably not, because they already
Well,
know that.
I hope that's not the answer. I
Right.
hope them partnering with Cloud9 and, I mean, there's been talks of them partnering with Walmart and running events at Walmart. Listen, do I want to go to an event at Walmart? Is it like ideal for me? Maybe not, but they do have the space. They do already carry the product, and there are Walmarts everywhere across the country. I mean, the penetration would be incredible. So
I
I
don't think
I
that's a
don't
good
know.
enough word to use the word penetration.
Market penetration.
Oh, okay.
But yes, my point is that there are plenty of options on the table. Okay. And all that Hasbro needs to do is put a little bit of time and a little bit of money and a little bit of thought into how to bring Beyblade X to that next level. Because that's honestly something we struggle with here. You know,
Yeah.
the fact is that in order for someone to come to a WBO tournament, for instance, they have to either already be on the WBO page, which most people who walk into a Walmart, a Target, or a GameStop and buy a Beyblade do not know that WBO exists. Okay, that's a fact. Full stop.
Yes.
They definitely, if they don't know that WBO exists, they don't know that the Minnesota Beyblade Club Facebook page exists. And they also don't know that the Great Plains Discord Beyblade server exists. Okay. So, with all of that being said, trying to garner new players for our events is difficult. We pretty much see the same 50 to 60 people filter in and out of events over the course of a 3 to 6 month period. And then after 6 months, you'll have a few people who will randomly drop out. You'll have a few new people who will randomly pop up. And we're essentially working with this very small player pool, because the guy that just went to Walmart in my town, let's say Sartell, 2 days ago and bought 5 new Beyblades has no idea that any of this is going on. And I have no way to find out who that person is and reach out to them. But if Hasbro had a partnership with Walmart and there was a poster about a Walmart event going on, and that player's like, oh, I'll go to that. And then me and others who are familiar with WBO also go to this. suddenly we're going to run into 20 or 30 people that have no idea what we're doing, and we can talk to them and get them on the Discord, get them on the Facebook, get them registered on WBO, and now all of a sudden our community is multiplying.
Oh yeah.
But only Hasbro has that power. They have to make the choice that they want to do better.
And
I
if
agree. First and foremost, though, for Hasbro to really step up and really own this, they have to actually release a good stadium.
damn. Not wrong, but damn.
Also, they do have the TT Stadium on Amazon now. But Chad, I agree with you. I think if they took the TT Stadium and they put it on store shelves, we would be in a better place.
Like, is the Hasbro Stadium or the Drop Stadium or what's the third one besides the little bucket one?
So
It's
there's
just those three for
no, there's
Hasbro.
four.
Yeah, there's
There's
four.
four.
Oh.
The
There's
normal
so
Hasbro.
we've got the Hasbro Extreme that comes with the Dagger and the Mammoth Tusk. We've got the Drop Attack that comes with the Hover and the Impact. We have the Green Bucket Stadium that sucks the big one, and then we have the Clash and Carry fold out mini stadium.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Which
I
we've
completely forgot about that one.
and
Well,
it's
and
very
it is forgettable. It is forgettable. I mean, I don't blame you.
it has so much potential though and that's what sucks is it has so much potential, and we talked about this like off the pod last week or something, and like it's good concept. I love the idea of just a portable little thing that you can just kind of put in your backpack for easy transport or whatever, but having it fold down the complete center of the actual stadium itself, it doesn't work well at all.
No, it doesn't. The best thing to do would be for them to take the TT Stadium that they're already selling on Amazon for $50, which I think is a bit high for just a stadium, okay? Because in Japan they're like $25 for a standalone stadium like that. So, I think you take the stadium, you increase the price from $50 to $60, you put it in a box, you put 2 Beyblades in there with it, and you put it on the shelf at GameStop, at Walmart, at Target, at any additional local, regional retailers that already stock Beyblades, and you see the scene explode. Like that is the play.
Yeah.
Honestly, if they wanted to have done the Cary Stadium and do it well, they just had to remember they literally perfected it with Metal Fight, because what it was a briefcase with the stadium as the centerpiece of the briefcase.
Well, that would have been much better because then there would have been that stupid line in the middle.
Right.
Exactly.
The Clash and Carry Stadium, and this is just my opinion, but I mean it's pretty factual. I think it was released because they could make money. Number one, they're like, oh, people will pay $30 for this, and a lot of people I'm sure did.
Yep, it did.
And number two is it doesn't take up very much shelf space. That is where I think Hasbro is struggling, is that they are struggling to be able to convince retailers that they should stock 2 to 3 to 4 different types of full-size stadiums in store. That's tough. Shelf space is worth money. So when you put something there, it has to make money. And these stadium sets, they're big. They're very big. The TT stadium sets are huge. Cake, you were at the event this last weekend. The new Infinity Stadium that just came out in Japan, I had a couple with me. You saw how big those fucking boxes were.
Those things are huge. Those are a lot bigger than what I thought it was going to be.
And those are significantly bigger than the standard TT stadiums, like the boxes they come in Japan. So it's a tough sell to put those on shelves at Walmart and Target if they're not going to make good money on them. But I think Hasbro needs to find a way to get the TT Stadium in stores, and it has to come with Beyblades. In Japan, I know people will buy stadiums on their own. Here in America, that's not how that works. No mother wants to walk into a Walmart and pay $50 for a stadium with no Beyblades. That's just not going to happen. But if you put 2 Beyblades in there and you charge 60, she will buy it. I promise you.
Yeah, because it looks like she's getting a lot more for her buck than just a normal stadium and not knowing really what it's for.
Well, exactly.
She just hears little Johnny in the back seat. Oh, hey, I need this. Okay. Oh shit, that's $60, and that's the only thing it comes with. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, but if it comes with a couple bays, the the stadium needs to be playable out of the box. In order for it to be playable out of the box, it needs to have a stadium, it needs to have 2 Beyblades, and it needs to have 2 launchers. And they can even be proto launchers, as much as I hate saying that on a
More than likely
podcast that
will.
people are going to listen to. But it needs to have 2 launchers, 2 bays, and a stadium. In America, that is what you need to put that product in someone's home from the store shelf.
Yeah, because little Johnny and little Timmy, right at home, right when mom gets home, gets it. Hey, go have fun. They're all ready to go. Instead
No,
of,
Right.
absolutely.
yeah. What up, Martine?
Nothing, just thinking about that, like, still $60 is kind of a lot. Like, I feel like even if they were to release the TT Stadium with some form of like bay or something, like it would have to kind of be the same. Like, thinking about it from, like, let's say if they've already bought the Hasbro Stadium, like they'll probably be like, okay, well, what's the difference? It's just bigger. Like, you can't use the other one too, you know? So then that like kind of goes like, what if the way they released the TT Stadium is like the way it first came out when it came out with like the Rod and Hell's Hammer, and that be that kind of that port that we get is just you get the stadium that comes with Rod and Hell's Hammer. You think it'd be too late for that?
So that's a good question, Martine. And I actually like agree with you in the sense that like it's tough now because we are over a year into Hasbro distribution here in the States, right? So for little Johnny or little Billy or whatever to convince his mom to buy a new, more expensive stadium, and all the mom can see is, oh, it looks a little bigger. I think it would be too late to just copy a Japanese. I almost think you'd have to release new bays in that stadium pack, and that would be the first time they'd be available here.
Yeah. Like if they did another exclusive Hasbro exclusive on it.
Either a Hasbro exclusive or just something that we don't have here yet, and that they didn't intend to put in anything else here for a while, right? So if you put out, the TT Stadium at Target, $60, and it comes with shark scale and I don't know, samurai
Silver
caliber.
Wolf, or that
We
too.
already have Silver Wolf. Um, Shark Scale and Samurai Caliber. That might sell to
Oh, I
Little Billy's mom because Little Billy is not importing products from Mall of Toys. Okay.
or Bays and
So
Bricks
for
and using code
yeah,
word Spin Zone.
My
so
God, that would be broken. Yeah, that would work.
like those are two like strong bays. Like I know
Perfect.
Shark Scale is in a league of its own, but Samurai Caliber is decent too. And first launch over here in America, they could even do a minor recolor. We could get you know, a a green shark scale and whatever color samurai caliber, um, to
Red.
make it a little different. And then maybe you'd even get some more experienced players who are like, man, I really love that green shark scale, and they might buy it too. That's probably the play. You put 2 solid bays that aren't available here in the US with some recolor that isn't available in Japan right now. And you put it on the shelf, $60, and little Timmy is going to be able to convince his mom to get that because it's new and it's cool. And even a guy like Battleship might go ahead and buy one because he wants the cool new colors. You know what I'm saying? Even though Battleship already has both those bays, right?
Yeah. Yeah. All just very true. Going from like professional to all the schooling to products, but yeah, it kind of all blends in together. Kind of went off a little bit on topic on that one, but it happens.
So what else we got to cover, Cake?
Uh, there is actually some new product that is actually on Bays and Bricks right now. Um, for pre-order, you can actually get the Emperor Might deck set. That is for $52.99 with free shipping. Um, yeah, it comes with the uh, trying to find the actual. Oh, it's right here. The Emperor metal coat, Golem Rock on metal 85 high needle metal coat, and also Shark Gale, which is on 560 free ball, which overall, that's a pretty good set.
It's an amazing set.
That's a, I'm still not convinced on CXs just yet because let's all be honest. All the CXs have been not that good.
Pegasus Blast is pretty good.
I didn't say all of them were pretty cheeks, but most of them, yeah, so many of them
I think
have been
Soul
really bad.
Eclipse has some play too. I think we'll see some things out of Soul Eclipse.
So, do you think this Emperor Might is going to be just another stud or a dud?
Well, so first off, I think that every serious player in the US is going to have to get a hold of this deck set.
I 100% agree, and I might have to buy one too because you never know,
Yeah.
guys. If you don't get it with the code Spin Zone, then you might be out of luck when it's sold out.
It's
It is
very
going to
true.
sell out. It's the initial wave is going to sell out. It's going to be just like Shark Scale. Except this one has more hype than Shark Scale. Shark Scale was everyone thought it was going to be doo doo. I mean, that's just the truth. No one was expecting Shark Scale to turn out to be the way that it is.
True.
This one, everyone has expectations of, right? So I mean, this thing's a great value. First off, if you didn't get this Gill Shark or whatever it's called from the 2-pack, because objectively the 2-packs here usually kind of suck. Now is your chance to get it. I prefer the coloring. And honestly, the sky blue free ball is man, everyone's gonna want to put that sky blue free ball on their silver wolf. Okay, let's not lie. Right? It's beautiful.
It really is.
Golem Rock, while I don't love the configuration in here, or the colors of the ratchet or the bit, I, it's a cool new metal coat. Everyone loves metal coats. You can slap a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle sticker on there, and this thing's gonna look like a Ninja Turtle. Okay, it's a really cool metal coat. We've never seen one quite like this before. It's going to be great. And Rock Golem is a pretty competitive bay. Is it top tier? Maybe not, but it's definitely playable. And I know a lot of people like it.
Yeah. I
And the
think.
Emperor, go ahead.
Oh, I just prefer Rock Golem is probably, in my opinion, probably low A to high B tier. Like, is it great? No. Is it bottom tier like Shadow Shinobi or Horn Rhino? Absolutely not. So
So I,
it's high, but it's not like S tier by any sort of means.
but I think the value is here, right? Like I think a
Oh,
lot of U.S.
absolutely.
players, I don't think they have Gill Shark because it came in a crappy 2-pack, and this one just objectively looks better. A lot of players don't have Rock Golem because it, like you said, it's solid, but it's not amazing. So it hasn't been a must buy. So I think with a metal coat in this box set, I think it's a good value. And
Mm-hmm.
this Emperor CX, I'm not going to speculate on that because I'm not a bay crafter in the way that you guys are. So I can't speak to it from like, will it be competitive? But we know that it's heavy. Okay. It's the heaviest CX blade without an assist blade on it that we've seen yet, I believe. And then, guys, and this can't be understated, okay? Um, like the fact that we are getting a metal lock chip Valkyrie Vault, guys, for people in Asia, it's nothing. These guys get codes for their app with all their purchases every time they buy something. Everyone over there who buys product has a Valkyrie Vault, okay? Here in the States, where at minimum for a Valkyrie Vault, unless you're importing it real smart and you kind of know how to use all these proxy sites and shipping and blah, 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 you can't buy a Valkyrie Vault here in the States for less than like $250. You just can't. So to get a metal lock chip in a deck set that we can buy right now for $53 plus 7% off if you use code SpinZone, um, it is a must buy for US bladers at that price point.
Plus, if you buy 2 of them, you actually get an additional 10%. So it's really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Martine might say, "Well, I don't really need 2 of them." But who might need one is Martine, and who might need another is Cake, or maybe Chad wants one. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, one of you guys just places an order, orders 2 of them, save 7% with code SpinZone, save an extra 10% for ordering 2 together, and you guys just split the bill, no problem.
Yeah, so it's gonna be probably like $40 with shipping per person for a good. Probably it's even tournament ready deck set.
And for pre-orders, guys, there's free shipping. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about free shipping. Yeah, hey, you're right.
So
yeah,
like I said, I think for the price point, just go ahead, order one, find a buddy, go in on, and so you can buy 2 on the same order, and just split it, and it's going to be real cheap. And I don't think you want to miss out on this one.
no, absolutely not. And probably another one that you might want to miss out on, but you might not, is also Wolf Hunt is also ready for pre-order on Bays and Bricks. This one's gonna be interesting for sure because it has that free spinning disc on the bottom as well. It's another CX build, but it comes on 060 disc ball, which I don't know why we're seeing another disc ball. But
is disc ball is that the crappy one that comes on Wizard Rod Yellow?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my God! Please no.
Yeah, we don't need that.
We don't. But just the look of this bay itself, it's just kind of like a beefier version of our Silver Wolf right now. It's literally this. It's kind of like that meme. Hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, but change it up a little bit, which it kind of is. Change it up just enough so it doesn't look like cheating.
There is one thing that a lot of us are forgetting with that Beyblade, which is the assist blade itself is the free spinning part, which means you can throw that onto any CX Beyblade and have a free spinning defensive assist blade on it, which is it going to break CX Bays? Probably not. Is it stupid good though? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because we all saw how well Silver Wolf is, especially with that free spinning disc that it has underneath. And now CX basically has its own free spinning disc underneath. So yeah, put that on probably really anything at that point. So
Also, guys, we're from Minnesota. Am I be the only one who's going to say this? Like, how are the Minnesota Timberwolves not suing these guys for copyright infringement on this logo? Holy shit!
it's very identical.
It's real close.
And again, it's hey, can I copy your homework? Sure, just change it up a little bit, kind of thing again.
It looks like the Minnesota Timberwolves logo, bro. I can't overstate that enough. Like, holy shit!
Now I gotta re-pull up the Timberwolves. Hold on, because it's been a while since I've actually looked at the. Oh yeah, but it's looking the other way. But yeah,
It's very similar. Okay, Like, and listen, I'm not actually trying to get the Timberwolves to sue TT for copyright infringement. I just think it's funny. If there is an official Beyblade for the state of Minnesota, it's this one, like 100%.
That is wild.
Works for me.
I didn't even put two and two together. That's crazy. That would be a interesting lawsuit, which I don't. At the end of the day, I don't know who would actually win, Hasbro or the NBA, or Tater or TT or whatever. It'd be interesting for sure.
Why? I can guess who could throw more money at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, over here in the States, Hasbro would get sued for it.
Yeah, that'd be how that would work because they're the distributor here. So,
All right. Anyway, so we still got that really awesome looking pink and black CX Wizard Arc also available. Then you guys still have time to get Clock Mirage and either the random booster or the complete set. Which, if you want to get one of each color, get the complete set. But it literally makes no difference. If you don't care, just get the random booster. That's $21. So there's some good products. Before we kind of finish off, I kind of want to go back to that Infinity Stadium because I watched a couple videos on that. I don't know if you guys have the time to look at that.
yeah, I
Oh,
do.
I
Real quick.
saw it is
Oh my god,
but
it's
better than I expected, which is good.
So what I've seen is apparently rush and low rush can actually get stuck in the holes on the rails.
oh I haven't seen that.
Like they literally can like just fit in that gap and then just get stuck there.
Is that like the last couple tees of the line?
I'm not sure exactly how it works. I've just heard repeated reports of this happening already.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely a attack or slash balance if you really want to consider it, but it's definitely an attack stadium because it can go on that same line like 4 to 6 times, I think it said. Which having the same bay hitting an opposing bay at least 6 times is insane.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Um, Honestly, I would love to see an unranked event that used this stadium. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, very interesting. But other than that, uh, I don't think there's really any sort of leaks to any other product that I missed.
Yeah, I mean, I think we touched on the Irachi Bay last episode. We touched on the CX Leon Crest variant that's coming with the Japanese Switch game here in a couple months. But I don't think we have any new information on that stuff to really discuss yet.
Nope. Yeah, so guys, go over to baysandbricks.com. Get yourself the Might Deck set, uh, the Wolf Hunt set, or any other products that you would like to, and then use the code word SpinZone at checkout to get 7% off your final purchase. So other than that, guys, I think we are all set to leave. So it was another great episode with you guys, and much love for all you guys that are listening, anywhere that you guys are listening. So once again, keep sharing, keep liking, keep following this page because faster we get to 100 followers, faster we can go ahead and get going on with that giveaway, which is free to anybody in the U.S. or a U.S. territory. Free shipping, free whatever. But yeah, much love for each and every single one of you guys. Oh shit, we didn't talk about tournaments. I knew we were missing something.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah, man, we all sucked on that one.
well, what do we got? Are we still live?
Yes, yes, sir, yes, sir. So
Yeah.
we have
So
this
this
Saturday.
Saturday, right?
Yep, this Saturday at Kraken Hits, um, which is in Findlay, Minnesota. Also, if you guys want me to talk about any of your tournaments that you would like to be broadcast on the podcast, make sure you post a comment about the links and everything, the date and time, and we will for sure talk about it. Just kind of keep spreading the love around around the U.S. and everything else like that. Give us a little bit of detail. So post those comments about any local tournament that you would like for us to broadcast, just for you guys. Anyway, Friendly Minnesota Kraken Hits is our limited tournament. So there are only certain bays that you cannot use. All CXs are banned, and then all bays that are, I believe, 35 grams or more.
And then
Something.
there's some other bands too.
Yeah.
Like there's some stuff that's like powerful.
Yep, some OP bands, some most of the bays that are 35 or more. Which is going to be a really fun tournament. Wizard Rod is banned, Silver Wolf is banned, so it is going to
I
be a
heard
really.
I heard though, word on the street, a little birdie told me is that Clock Mirage is going to be allowed.
Oh, actually, I heard that too. So if you guys are in Minnesota and go into this tournament and do have a Clock Mirage, go ahead and use it. Let us know on how you do with that as well. So that's going to be a really fun tournament this Saturday, October 25th at 2 p.m. in Kraken Hits in Findlay, Minnesota. Level X Championship, which is going to be really fun to do. That is a invite only, but still, I don't think it would be any issue to kind of go and watch because it's going to be a really good tournament for sure. That is Sunday, the 26th at 12 p.m. in Minneapolis Central Library, downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. Then on November 9th at 2 p.m. at Kraken Hits in Findlay, Minnesota, we have a ranked event. So if you want to get your rank up a little bit more, that is an event to kind of go to. And then our man Vile has his own tournament sponsored by the Spin Zone podcast. November 15th, starting at 5 p.m. So hopefully we can kind of keep those numbers from your last tournament, and keep going up from there for those
Well,
more.
I'd like the numbers to be higher. Like it says in both the Discord and the Facebook and the WBO event page. If we can get 40 or more paid entries, we're going to have a special prize. So I'm hoping that we can get that done. Guys, you got to go register. You know, I know it's a ways out yet, but mark the date, go register on the WBO, and let's get it done.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, actually, I can make that one.
Yeah,
So
you're
that.
already registered for it. What are you
Hey,
talking
look at
about
me.
that?
Hey, oh yeah, I was number one to sign up.
Uh-huh.
Hey, look at me go.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, I forgot about that.
I'm sorry, I should be signed up for all of those, and I'm gonna try to make it. We'll see.
And then we have two events, which I don't know how we still have two events going on at the same day, which it, it's above my pay rate. November 22nd, there is one in Dreamers Vault, South St. Paul, Minnesota. That one is brought by Acuna, which puts on really good events. And I believe this is the first event, probably at least in a while, if ever, that is at Dreamers Vault in South St. Paul. And then we got.
It is going to be the first event there. You're right.
Is it the first one? Okay. Again,
Yeah. Acuna just recently reached terms with Dreamers Vault to start hosting there. So
hey, that's what's up, bro.
this is the first one.
Yep. And if everything keeps going very well, it should be probably more tournaments there as well. And then also there's another ranked event at Kraken Hits in Findlay, Minnesota, November 22nd at 5 p.m. Is that? No, that's by Sam.
That is Sam, yeah.
Oh, so he's taking something. Oh, so they did change the time.
Yeah.
What time
So
they change it to?
To 5 p.m. now.
yeah.
Thank
So
God.
what I'll say is, to my understanding, the two have talked, and that's why Sam's event moved back. And also, Acuna has told me that he's going to have hopefully like 5 stations running at his to try to wrap that up so that people can also get to Sam's event if that's what they want to do.
Hey, that's good though.
That's good because then we'll get more people maybe that want to come out like from Wisconsin and stuff like that too.
actually make the drive worth it. But, oh yeah,
Well, that's what I'm
absolutely.
hoping for is that with 2 events in the same day and with both orgs having pivoted slightly to try to accommodate players who would like to attend both, we could maybe get some interstate traveling going on. Because that is a very full day of Beyblade for people, you know?
Which is fantastic. That sounds like a great day. And going from St. Paul to Friendly, it's probably what, like a 20-minute drive?
20-minute drive.
Yeah, probably about 20. That sounds right.
Yeah, so a 20-minute drive for literally back and forth. And obviously if probably Acuna, and I'm just assuming if the tournament at Dream Revolt does kind of run a little bit longer than what they expected and might be kind of running into cracking hits. I bet
It
Acuna
won't
will
be.
let.
It won't be. Acuna will run it real fast.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I'm not downing Acuna's whatsoever. I've been
you
to
you
a
gotta
couple
you
of
gotta you
his.
gotta figure on Saturday we started a full half hour late and we still ended at like 3:30.
Yeah, it was like 12:30 that we started.
No, it was like 11:30. It was like a
Was it?
4 hour event time, and Acuna's event starts at what 11, right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
So if it runs 4 hours, even if we start a half hour late again, it runs till 3:30, and and the 3:30 is only for the top cut players, right? Everyone else can leave before that.
Hmm.
People will have no problem, even if you win Acuna's tournament and walk out of there at 3:45. Still plenty of time to get to Kraken hits by 5 p.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
and we had four stadiums at that point, and having five and starting at 11, you should be done probably by 3 o'clock.
yeah, it's gonna be totally fine. These guys have gotten together and they've talked about it, and they're gonna make sure the player base is accommodated. You know?
Yeah, and that's what makes great organization TOs kind of really top tier because like either one of them could have been, you know what, I'm keeping my time right here, and then not really helped the other person out. But that's just not how really those two would really operate if, and probably shouldn't be any kind of conflict. But
No,
some TOs,
Sam and Acuna are both good guys. So
oh yeah, but some people also don't think like that. Like a lot of people are just kind of self-centered, but Acuna and Sam definitely would work together to kind of get everything kind of running smoothly.
absolutely.
But other than that, now we are all good to go. Sorry about that little delay. Just totally forgot about our weekly tournament recap for uh, for the rest of the month and also for all of November, basically. So we do love and appreciate all of you guys for coming out today, for listening. Um, yeah, next week is going to be another really good show, so kind of stay tuned for that. If you guys could like, comment, whatever you guys would like to, any topic ideas that you guys would like us to talk about, go ahead, drop those in the comment section as well. Make sure you keep sharing because faster we get to those 100 followers, and hopefully we can kind of surpass that so we can kind of get more than just one giveaway going on during the same time, which would be absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, now I think we are all set to go. So guys, until next time, so long, stay safe out there, have a great night.